And we're back on the SportsMax zone. We continue talking football. The Jamaica Premier League will enter its 7th round this weekend, and these are the fixtures down to be contested at the JFF Captain Horace Burrell Centre of Excellence. We have Vere United playing Cavalier. Mount Pleasant will be seeing Waterhouse Humberline up against Harbourview. Arnett Gardens will be playing Portmore, and Tivoli face Donby Holden. Vere United are the current leaders of the Jamaica Premier League, followed by Portmore and Mount Pleasant. Lamb's bottom of the table, Humberline. Of course, a lot of questions about Humberline this season. How do you see them faring?
Well, it's going to be a tough one for them. They have been pretty poor this season, Mariah, and they need to lift their standards significantly. And as we had mentioned, their performance defensively has been really poor, and they need to improve there. I guess what they could look at is that the last time they faced Harbourview, they actually beat them last year before the season was aborted. But again, you don't want to read too much into that result, because Harbourview were pretty poor in the aborted season. When the season ended in March of last year, Harbourview were 9th in the table, and Humberline were actually in 4th spot and ready to go into the playoffs. So what we've seen since the start of the 2021 season is almost a reversal as far as these two teams are concerned, given what they had shown us last year. And I think that from what I've seen of Humberland so far this season, I'd be surprised if they beat Harbourview. They would have to, sort of recapture some of the form they had last season to trouble Harbourview here.
Well, and speaking about the standings, let's take a look at the table and how the numbers stack up. So we have Vere United. They're in 1st position, of course, in 14 points. Portmore United second, having played a total of 7 matches. They have 13 points, so they will be looking to get to the top of the table. Mount Pleasant in 3rd position on 11 points. They've only played 6 matches. We have to note that. Cavalier, they sit 4th in the table, having played 6 matches as well. They won 2, and they have a total of 9 points. Let's take a look lower down the table now. In 8th position, we have Waterhouse. They have 7 points. Vere United on 6 points. They've also played 6 matches. Arnett Gardens having played 6, a total of 4 points. And Humberline in 11th position. They've already played 7 matches, and of course they sit in 11th position. So Lance, league leaders Vere United, they've been given a bye this round, providing Portmore with the opportunity to go back at the top. Will Portmore return to winning ways after 2 winless rounds?
Yeah, well, they were on a 3-game winning streak before they dropped points in a draw and a loss in their last 2. But I think that Portmore is a good enough squad to take advantage of Vere's absence this weekend and return to the top of the table. So I would fancy Portmore to do well here in this weekend's round of matches and go back to the top.
Yeah, and then we have Donby Holden. They're currently one of the 2 teams in form. Do we see them, keeping that form?
Yeah, Donby Holden is quite a good team, to be honest. Ever since they came into the top flight, Mariah, I thought they've been a team that has been a little bit on the unfortunate side. I remember the very first season they played, I was going through their statistics and I looked at 16 matches that they lost. And all of the matches that they lost, all 16 of the matches that they lost, I think about 90% of them, they lost by just 1 goal.
Yeah.
And they weren't a team that conceded a lot of goals. They lost 1-0, 2-1. They lost very, very competitive games. And we see a lot of quality in this team. I think Donby Holden is a team that can hold its own in the top flight. And I expect them to do well this weekend again.
You say you expect them to do well. Can they make it 3 wins in a row when they face Tivoli?
Yes, I think they can.
All right, so Lance has called that one. And of course, we have to remind our viewers that the Jamaica Premier League is also on SportsMax and SportsMax 2. You can also download the SportsMax app in case you don't want to miss any of the action. We go to break.